Hello musicians, what you just heard there was some part improvising, some part kind of staying true to the original lead for Booker T and the MG's track Green Onions. We've done something inspired by that this week, which is Red Onions, and in this video I'm going to run you through the riffs for that, so we'll move to a closer shot now. So one of the really cool things about this piece of music is that we only need to be able to play one riff and then be able to shift it around in a few different places to create something that sounds really cool and very timely of its era, or the era that it was inspired by, at least. So we're going to start off with our third finger, and that's here on the, which key are we in? We're in A, so it's here on the 5th fret. And we play crotchet and then quaver, and then another quaver, so it's 1, 2 and. Picking direction there should be down, down, up, and then onto the 3rd fret, and then 5th fret, and they both occur on the 5th string, so we're going. Now this sounds a little bit better if we play it with, if we play those notes quite short. So we're aiming for staccato here, so we're going boom, 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 down, 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 down. We do that for 4 bars, and then all we've got to do is move that riff onto the 5th and 4th strings. Boom, 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 boom. 2 bars of that, then back to the 6th string. Boom, 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 boom. And here we're going to move this up to the 7th fret now, but these fingers are going to perform the same series of actions, so it's the same riff, but we're now in E, so we're going boom, 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 move it back to the 5th fret, boom, 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 and then onto the 6th string. Boom, 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 boom. Continuing with our look at riffs, we've got a few to look at this week. We've got Back in Black, The Chain, My Girl, Seven Nation Army. So should we start off with Seven Nation Army? Now this, you can play the full thing with just your first finger. So it's 7th fret, 10th fret, 7, 5, 3, 2. 7, 7, 10, 7, 5, 3, 2. Now you'll notice that each one of those notes, once we've played it, about half a beat later, we're cutting off the note, so we just release the pressure a little bit. Listen again, I'll play it quite slowly. So that's the first thing that I'd like you to have a go at, cutting off that note once we've picked it down here. The other thing, just to get this finger in preparation for further use, this sleeping 4th finger down here, I'd like you to try and use this finger to play the 10th fret note. So we go, let me do that again. So the 4th finger reaches over here, and you'll notice that this first finger's still staying around that 7th fret there. So I'd like us to focus just briefly on My Girl and speak a little bit about the picking direction for this. So picking directions and using the correct fingers, although at first it can seem a bit laborious and pointless, I was going to say painless. I don't think it's quite painless. Later on, it makes your playing so much more easier. Using the right fingers and picking in the right direction is just a very logical way to approach playing, but it's a logic that we need to learn during our first steps or our early days of playing. So if we pick on the My Girl riff to practice this, I'm going to tell you the picking directions for the notes. If you want to grab a pen and write those down, so down arrow for a down pick and then an up arrow for an up pick. By the way, you're going to need a plectrum for this, so let's give it a go. So we start off here with the 3rd fret on the 5th string, and we're going to pick that down. second note we're going to pick that down, and then the third note we're going to pick that up, fourth note down, fifth note up, sixth note down. Now what we're doing there is the offbeat notes. So if you look above the tab and you're looking at the stave now, the offbeat notes are picked with a up stroke. Now the correlation there, I guess, is with strumming. So generally, and it's very, very much a rule of thumb and just a handy place for us to start, offbeats we can strum those upwards, and offbeats, if we're playing riffs, we can pick those upwards as well. What I'd really like for you to be able to do is to be able to play this riff by next week, because we're going to do some further work with this song. So if that picking direction doesn't come naturally this week, don't worry about it. That doesn't mean that you can't play the riff. Just play the riff in a way that comes naturally to you. But as a mid-term goal, we want to be starting to look at picking in the right direction.